Since I was a 15-year-old, I'm doing astrology. The Tino Khans. You know what is the common thing between the three Khans? Shah Rukh,
It's
Salman,
mentioned
Amir.
in the book also, this comparison.
So they're born in the same year, 1965. See, it can't be a coincidence, no?
You're saying that when the Spanish flu hit, there is a commonality there?
Exactly.
Okay.
So when you go and look back 1920 and 2020, there is a similar pattern. And the planet involved is Pluto. Pluto जब Leo the zodiac sign में आया, तब रजनीकांत का जन्म हुआ, जो which makes him a mass superstar. 8 महीने पहले मैंने वीडियो बनाया था. Okay. और लोगों ने वो सुनने देखने के बाद आके बोले यार अदानी क्रैश करेगा.
क्या बोल रहा है?
क्या बोल रहा है तो? In the book I've talked about Facebook getting into trouble. In the book I've talked about alphabet. Just imagine कौन alphabet की बात करेगा. And they lost $100 billion.
Welcome to the Booknerds podcast, another episode where we have another awesome author, and his name is so enigmatic. First of all, welcome to the podcast, Greenstone Lobo.
Thank you very much.
We were having this conversation about your name, and it is so different and enigmatic. I love your name, first of all. We are here to discuss this book, 91 Predictions, which is absolutely mind-boggling. I read the book and I was like, okay, how can somebody figure this out? And of course, you have worked in the corporate sector previously and then turned astrologer, and with a tinge of science and everything thrown in, which is very interesting. So welcome to the podcast.
Thank you. So I didn't turn an astrologer after the corporate. I was always doing astrology.
Oh yes. Pardon me. And because it was a side kind of.
Yeah, it was always a side thing, and then I quit corporate career. Right, I mean everything is over and done with that. I'm now completely into astrology, doing everything about astrology.
Wonderful, and that's super amazing because the way you are doing it, it's kind of. I am a complete skeptic. Okay, and I mentioned it earlier to you as well, and. When I read the book, I was like, okay, this is going to be some mumbo jumbo thing. Okay, let me be very honest. Yeah. And when I started reading it, I just got into your ecosystem, and I started understanding where this is coming from. It has got a lot of, of course, research, reading, and taking things from a lot of resources, and then putting in your sort of perspective and. Should I use the word clairvoyance or I don't know?
No, it's wrong clairvoyance actually.
Okay.
See, you said understanding your ecosystem. I should say something that I don't come from any astrology background. So I'm not I'm a Christian.
Okay.
First of all, so I'm a Christian. I'm a Catholic. So in Islam and in Christianity, astrology is banned. You're not supposed to do it.
Yes.
Okay? So I come from such a background where, so I don't have any kind of when I look at planets, I'm not looking at planets as, अगर शनि को तुम अगर ऐसा कुछ खुश नहीं करोगे तो तुमको कुछ करेगा. I don't come from that backdrop. So I have from the beginning, it was a very, very scientific way of looking at, okay, what does this planet do? What this planet can do for me? Initially, it was all about figuring myself. Life में मैं क्या करूँगा? Okay, it starts from there. See, we start with astrology when we all are 15, 16, 17-year-old. Yeah. When we start looking at the opposite gender and we want to understand their zodiac sign so that we can know them better. So that's where we all get started, right? So I found that the astrology, just the sun sign was saying a lot of things about you. Then I thought, okay, maybe if I get more into this, maybe I'll know more. And it actually was a journey. It was a wonderful journey of more than 35 plus years now. So I love this. It's beautiful. Yeah.
So the first sort of, and I have to go back into my childhood for this, because there was this book. What was it called?
Linda Goodman's Sun Signs.
No, it was
Kairo's book. That is
Kairo's book.
Yeah.
A very thin one.
That's a very nice book for holding hands of girls and saying,
yes.
Yeah.
So I did that a little bit.
Oh, I can see that. You're a naughty boy. You can see on his face. Yeah.
So that was the first impression. And my grandfather had it. So my grandfather was also a naughty boy. Right?
Yeah, he sure was.
So, okay, sorry, grandpa. But, it starts somewhat from there. Yeah. And of course, the sun signs book and all of that. So tell us about this kind of learning process.
So these are different sciences. So astrology is only based on planets, movement of planets, and the horoscope and birth chart. what are you talking about is palmistry.
Yes.
Okay, where you see the hands, you know,
Yeah.
हाथ की रेखा देखते हैं. Then there is numerology and stuff.
Yeah.
I did all of them.
Okay.
Okay, but then I found that astrology is the most accurate thing.
Okay.
Because in hands you not necessarily see all the lines, or it is very difficult to see make an entire meaning out of palms.
Yeah.
But if you look at a birth chart, the birth chart is so intricate. It's like there are 12 planets, there are 12 zodiac signs, and there are 12 houses. So it's 12 into 12 into 12. So the multiplication is huge. So there are so many possibilities. You can make a person's life in and out. So that's so intriguing. Every time you look at a new horoscope, it's like wow. You're peeking into the person's life. So it's very fascinating.
Yeah.
So
Let's dive deeper because you have in the initial part of the book, of course, you have mentioned some planets which nobody knows about, and they have an impression on the results that you generate. Can I call it results? Because
you can say that, yes.
Yeah.
Reading.
So tell us more about that, because of course we all know about the common planets, but you have also mentioned the effect of Pluto and the far
see, when we talk about astrology in India, there was always this great grand seer, of astrology, Maharishi Parashar. Okay. So he lived 5,000 years ago, and he's the father of astrology in India. So he very clearly said 5,000 years ago, he said that there are grahas means planets. He said they are like Shukra, Mangal, Guru, Shani, till Saturn. Then he said 5,000 years ago that there are planets beyond this. He said there are bodies beyond this, and he even gave them names. He said they are Varuna, Yama, Indra, Prajapati, Kuber, Isan, Vayu. So he gave the names. He said there are 7 more bodies, and only if you include all of these bodies, you will get an accurate analysis.
Oh wow!
He said this 5,000 years ago, an Indian astrologer, an Indian sage. Okay, but what we did was in Indian astrology, the Indian Vedic astrology. I mean, we call it as Vedic astrology, but it's an Indian astrology. We glorify that we're saying Vedic astrology, but it is Indian way of doing astrology. It sounds cool, no? Yeah. So everything Indian is, very Vedic and all. So in Indian way of looking at astrology, we only look at planets till Saturn. But then see, if you know geography, we know that there are planets beyond that.
Yes.
So there is Uranus, Neptune, and Pluto. Okay, and there is another simple question. If there are 12 zodiac signs, then there has to be 12 planets, no?
Right.
Okay.
Makes sense.
But the planets are only 9, and that also we are in on Earth. So which means you can't look at Earth as a planet. So we only have 8 bodies. And even that, we are only using 5 planets in the Indian system. So we are using only 5. There are 3 more which are not including, but the actual number is 12. So there is an anomaly here. There is something which is missing, right? So this is where I started doing a lot of research. And why I started doing a lot of research is it's not just to do a research, but then I was not getting my answers. See, I wanted to know कि यार my life में मैं क्या बनूंगा, ठीक है? तो I used to look at Mahatma Gandhi's chart. Then I would say अच्छा यार कुछ तो planet है जिसकी वजह से he went to South Africa.
Yes.
तो मतलब ऐसे कुछ मेरे चार्ट में है क्या जिससे मैं भी फॉरेन कंट्री जाऊंगा, something like that, some connection.
This is very basic intrigue.
Yeah.
You want to achieve greatness, right?
Not greatness. महात्मा गांधी नहीं बनना है, बट ये महात्मा गांधी साउथ अफ्रीका गए हैं पढ़ाई करने या काम करने, तो मैं कर सकता हूँ कि नहीं?
Right.
Simple thing, right? I don't want to look at becoming a Mahatma. Or if I look at Amitabh Bachchan's chart, okay, if you go and show Amitabh Bachchan's chart to any typical traditional astrologer, they will have a look at the chart and they'll tell you, अरे ये आदमी का तो बड़ा एक्सीडेंट हुआ रहेगा. ये तो सच है, बराबर? Okay. So now you go and show this chart to another astrologer. You'll say, अरे this guy would have gone bankrupt.
Yes.
वो भी सच है.
वो भी सच है.
अभी ये दोनों astrologer को आप अगला सवाल पूछो. Okay, so ये बताइए, गुरुजी कि ये व्यक्ति करते क्या? You ask the next question, and for that they don't have an answer. They will say, अच्छा ये तो डॉक्टर होगा, ये टीचर होगा, या पॉलिटिशियन होगा. They are not able to say that this chart belongs to a legendary actor. So मुझे वहाँ कुछ तो गड़बड़ लगा कि मतलब they are able to say a lot of things, a few things, but then they are not able to make something which is very, very important.
Right.
And that is what I wanted, ना?
Right.
यार अमिताभ बच्चन का करियर किस प्लान की वजह से हुआ, ठीक है, तो मेरा करियर क्या बनेगा? But I was not able to get my answers. So I started looking into more and more charts.
Oh. So it's basically the model that you were looking at, that there are missing pieces there.
Exactly.
Right?
It was like missing pieces of the puzzle, and I was trying to fix things. तो इसमें मुझे लगा कि अच्छा, then that means they're not using some planets here. So let's include planets like Uranus, Neptune, and Pluto, जो Western astrologers use करते हैं. तो जैसे मैंने उसको use किया ना, suddenly the dimension changed.
Wow.
So now I'm able to explain, suppose, like I was able to explain a Shah Rukh Khan's chart. When you look at, see, if you look at Khans, ये जो तीनों Khans, what is the common thing between the three Khans? Shah Rukh,
It's
Salman,
mentioned in the book also, this comparison.
Yeah, what is the common thing? Besides they being Khans?
The year of birth.
The year of birth.
Yeah.
So they born in the same year, 1965. See, it can't be a coincidence, no? मैं आपको एक और पूछता हूँ. See, this is one set of superstars, okay? There is another set of superstars. The biggest superstar of Indian film industry is Rajesh Khanna, right?
Yes.
उसके बाद में Amitabh Bachchan and Jitendra.
Yes.
इन तीनों को common चीज क्या है? They born in the same year.
Born in the same year. Wow.
So it's unbelievable. See, it can't be a coincidence, right? Rajesh Khanna and Amitabh Bachchan born in a difference of 3-4 months. कैसे हो सकता है? So मुझे लगा कि यार कुछ तो है, कुछ तो हम मिस कर रहे हैं, कुछ तो ये ग्रेड जो है ना इनका लाइफ में कुछ तो है, इनका चार्ट में इनका ये जन्म लिए हैं तो कुछ तो होगा इसके अंदर.
In fact, you have mentioned Dhoni's year as well.
Exactly.
Like 1981. And we'll get into sports later. But this again, this pattern, tell us more about it.
So I started identifying patterns. So मुझे ये समझ में आने लगा कि whatever we know in Indian astrology is incomplete.
Okay.
Which like ये वीडियो देखने वाले जितने भी एस्ट्रोलॉजी प्रैक्टिस करने वाले लोग, इंडियन एस्ट्रोलॉजी प्रैक्टिस करने वाले लोग बोलेंगे ए कम ऑन ये टकले क्या बोल रहा है, ठीक है. सो दे विल से दैट. बट आई वांट टू टेल यू समथिंग दैट, सी, आई हैव स्पेंट 35 इयर्स ऑफ माय लाइफ, मैंने अपनी जिंदगी दिया है, ओके, सिंस आई वाज अ 15-year-old आई एम डूइंग एस्ट्रोलॉजी, एंड आई कैन टेल यू दैट इट इज अ प्रोफाउंड साइंस, बट इट कैन ओनली बी अ कंप्लीट साइंस इफ यू इंक्लूड ऑल द बॉडीज. ओके, एंड ये मैं नहीं बोल रहा हूँ, दिस इज नॉट ग्रीनस्टोन लोबोस डिस्कवरी, दिस इज अ डिस्कवरी ऑफ पराशर.
Okay. So he said it.
तो he said, अच्छा, जब उन्होंने बोला कि he said वरुणा यमा वायु, वरुणा अभी क्या है, वरुणा इज रेन.
Yes.
वरुणा मीन्स वरुण ना, रेन. सो दैट इज व्हाट इज नेपट्यून. सो अगर आप नेपट्यून की डिस्क्रिप्शन देखोगे ना, इट इज कंप्लीटली अबाउट वाटर, रेन एंड ऑल दैट. देन देयर इज वायु एंड दैट इज द यूरेनस इज कंसीडर्ड टू बी द गैस, इट्स अ gaseous planet. And then he talks about Yama. Yama is the god of death. Okay. And that is what is Pluto. Pluto is called as the god of death.
Yes.
Okay. So even if you look at even the religious connotations, अगर हम बात करेंगे, I mean, we can talk about that also. That will all connect to planets. See, अगर आप देखोगे, okay, अगर हम बात करेंगे, see, who are the most popular gods in India?
I think Ganesha. And then Shiva to an extent. And then it gets kind of
काफी लोग, right? The most popular two gods are Ganesha and Shiva. मुझे इन दोनों के नाम पे प्लैनेट किधर है? इन दोनों के नाम पे प्लैनेट. अब बुद्ध के मंदिर में कितनी बार गए होंगे आप? शुक्र के मंदिर में कभी गए हैं क्या?
Not really,
right? If you're a true Hindu, you don't go to a Buddha ka mandir. I mean, if you're following Hinduism, you'll not be going to Buddha mandir या शुक्र शनि मंदिर गया होगा.
नहीं.
कुछ लोग गए होंगे. वो
astrologer. I think only one. When I was surprised was that I went to a Brahma mandir near Pushkar, and that is, I think so.
बहुत रेयर होते हैं.
हाँ, काफी रेयर है.
Very rare.
But usually it is just.
Correct है. ये दोनों इतने बड़े जो gods हैं, Shiva एंड गणेशा, ये दोनों है कहाँ? सो अभी अगर आप यूरेनस, नेपट्यून एंड प्लूटो इंक्लूड करोगे तो यू गेट द आंसर्स. यूरेनस इज ब्रह्मा, यूरेनस, नेपट्यून, प्लूटो इज ब्रह्मा, विष्णु, महेश. महेश इज प्लूटो, शिवा. सी, क्या है, इफ यू लुक एट इंसान ने क्या किया है, बेसिकली एस्ट्रोलॉजी इज द ओल्डेस्ट थिंग इन द वर्ल्ड. ओके, सो इंसान क्या करता था, मतलब वो देखता था कि यार चलो ठीक है, ये मौसम में बारिश गिर रहा है तो इस टाइम पे हमें we have to फसल करो, whatever, cultivation करो. So he was looking at the nature and he was trying to learn to live with the nature. So that is where the observation started, and that is where astronomy started. And astronomy अगर start हुआ तो then they also know that some ऐसा कोई टाइम में एक राजा का बेटा पैदा होता है. So they started observing that. उस टाइम पे planets को देखते थे वो. So it's an observatory science. And now it is very highly advanced, okay, by observing all of these things. But you can put all the puzzles in place only if you have all the planets in place. Okay. So coming back to this planet, and I was talking about Shiva. तो so Pluto जो है ना, see Pluto, अभी शिवा के बारे में हम क्या बात करते हैं? शिवा is the creator and Shiva is the destroyer. अभी destroyer जब हम बोलते हैं ना शिवा के बारे में, it is not a negative thing. Shiva destroys to recreate.
Yes.
ओके, मतलब अभी ये जो पैंडेमिक जो हुआ है ना, इफ यू सी दैट इज अ डिस्ट्रक्शन. पूरा दुनिया खत्म हो गया, दुनिया बंद हो गया, सबकी बिजनेस की वाट लग गई, सब लोग अपने अपने घर पे बैठे हैं, कोई कुछ कर नहीं पा रहा है. सो नाउ यू सी व्हाट इज हैपनिंग, देयर इज एन कंप्लीट रीजनरेशन. मतलब बिजनेस लोगों ने क्या करना सडनली सीख गए सब लोग, जिन्होंने कभी जिंदगी में ऑनलाइन किया नहीं होगा वो जाके ऑनलाइन में अकाउंट ओपन कर रहा है. द पीपल आर हैविंग क्लाउड किचन, अ पर्सन हु इज गोइंग ऑन सेलिंग समथिंग ऑन द रिक्शा समथिंग, ही इज हैविंग अ QR कोड. तो हम लोग ये सब करना क्यों सीखे हैं? बिकॉज ऑफ द पैंडेमिक, नो? सो डिस्ट्रक्शन लीडिंग टू अ रीजनरेशन एंड इट वाज क्रिएटेड बाय प्लूटो. देखो प्लूटो जो है ना, इट केम इनटू अ ज़ोडिएक साइन कैप्रिकॉर्न, जस्ट एंटर हुआ था 2020 में, जस्ट एंटर हुआ था. अच्छा ये दिस मे बी समथिंग वेरी ये जो पैंडेमिक जो है कुछ बड़ा चीज हुआ इट्स समथिंग व्हिच पीपल डिडंट एक्सपेक्ट, बट पीपल हु न्यू एस्ट्रोलॉजी, all my students, I mean like there are many we always used to have discussion since 2016 कि 2020 में कुछ तो होने वाला है.
ओके
अभी ये क्या होने वाला है पता नहीं. इफ यू गो एंड सी माय फेसबुक का पोस्ट 1 जनवरी 2020, मैंने उस फेसबुक पोस्ट में लिखा था कि इस साल में मौत का डिस्कशन होगा, बहुत लोग मरने वाले हैं.
Goodness.
I wrote this. If you go and check my
I
Facebook
just got
post,
goosebumps because it is so kind of
eerie, right?
It's
so
eerie, yeah.
because you know this, because ये प्लूटो जो है ना, ये एक राशि से दूसरे राशि में प्रवेश जो करना है वो करीब 25 साल में एक बार करता है. और ये जो पूरा सर्कल एक बार मारने के लिए 250 साल लेता है वो. And whenever it changes, no, it creates some huge havoc.
Okay.
And that is what we're talking about Pluto. And Pluto जब it's like a Rudra Dandav of Shiva.
Okay.
The Shiva does something, he's angry and he wants to change the world and he does something.
Oh, wow.
पूरा दुनिया को उलट-पुलट कर देते हैं वो. Okay, and that is how it works.
You're saying that when the Spanish flu hit, there is a commonality there?
Exactly.
Okay.
So when you go and look back 1920 and 2020, there is a similar pattern.
Wow.
And the planet involved is Pluto.
So you put the alignment side by side and it's kind of
matching, very much matching.
out.
See, we didn't know. अभी मैं आपको बताऊं कि मैं ये मेरा HR हेड जो थे 2016-17 में डिस्कशन हो रहा है, मैं उनको बोल रहा हूँ सर 2020 के बाद में ना इस HR हेड, आई एम अ HR पर्सन, आई एम इनटू ट्रेनिंग, सो आई एम टेलिंग हिम बॉस 5 साल बाद ना 2020 बाद पता है क्या होगा, हम लोग सब ना अभी अच्छा कोई कंपनी था, आई फॉरगॉट द कंपनीज नेम, इट वाज अ टॉय मेकर. वो कंपनी ने सडनली अनाउंस किया था वील हैव 4.5 days वीक. उस टाइम पे 6 days होते थे, 5.5 हो गया था. सो इन्होंने बोला हम थर्सडे आफ्टरनून के बाद बंद, घर आना बंद. सो 2.5 दिन तुम छुट्टी मारो, यू गो, यू हैव वर्क लाइफ बैलेंस. तो मेरा बॉस ने बोला कि दिस इज नॉनसेंस, ये क्या बेवकूफी कर रहे हैं लोग. ओके ये इम्प्लीमेंट कर सकते हैं हम इंडिया में, लोग काम ही नहीं करेंगे. तो मैंने बोला बॉस मैं एक बात बताऊं, 2020 के बाद में वर्क फ्रॉम होम इज गोइंग टू बिकम अ ह्यूज थिंग. I'll tell you the reason why. There is a reason. ऐसा नहीं कि मतलब मैं it's not अंतर्यामी. It is like Pluto is going into the zodiac sign Capricorn.
Okay.
Makar Rashi. And Makar Rashi is all about family and career and balancing both.
So the shift you're talking about.
250 years में एक बार होता है by the way.
250 years.
250 years में एक बार मकर राशि में प्लूटो प्रवेश करता है. तो मुझे क्या लगा, मुझे लगा कि यार ये ओवर अ पीरियड ऑफ 4 साल वो रहने वाला है 20 साल. मुझे लगा ओवर अ पीरियड ऑफ द नेक्स्ट 4-5 years में कुछ तो होगा. धीरे से लोग कंपनीज को लगेगा कि अरे हम क्या कर रहे हैं, चलो 5 दिन कर रहे हैं तो उसको 4 दिन कर देते हैं, ऐसा करके हो जाएगा.
Maybe it would be a fad as well. Maybe
exactly.
it could be a fad.
It will happen over a period of time. मुझे क्या पता था कि कुछ तो पैंडेमिक होगा जिसकी वजह से लोग घर में बंद हो जाएंगे, जिसकी वजह से कंपल्सरली कंपनी को करना पड़ेगा, ये मुझे पता नहीं था. बट देन दिस इज हाउ यू ऑब्जर्व एंड लर्न फ्रॉम द पास्ट. So astrology is all about observing the past and predicting the future.
Yeah, amazing, and that was quite eerie, by the way.
Okay.
So I need to kind of gather myself because it's all those kind of couple of years came back to me.
Yeah.
But tell me something, because I again go back that skeptics like me, not now because I have kind of entered the world now and kind of trying to figure things out for myself as well. I just might do some side readings as well, kind of. Yeah. Why not? So the intersection between astrology, superstition, religion, and whatnot. This. How do you kind of navigate through all of this?
See, actually, क्या है इंडिया में one of the reason why astrology is looked down upon is because क्या हुआ कि इंडिया इज ओनली कंट्री जहाँ पर ये बताया जाता है कि अच्छा आपकी शनि भारी है, ठीक है, आप 25,000 खर्च कीजिए, ओके आपके लिए कुछ पूजा कर देंगे, ये कुछ करेंगे, वो कुछ तो करेंगे वो, और मंदिर में चढ़ाएंगे, ये करेंगे वो करेंगे, और आपका शनि ठीक हो जाएगा. उसके बाद आपकी बेटी की शादी हो जाएगी. या कुछ ये करते हैं आपका बिजनेस ठीक हो जाएगा.
मांगलिक.
हाँ मांगलिक है तो देन आपको सो पॉइंट क्या है कि इंडिया में ये जो डर जो है ये डर को बना के रख के उसके ऊपर से बिजनेस बनाया जा रहा था.
ओके.
सो आई टेल पीपल, सो मैंने ये पूरा समझा तो मुझे ये समझ में आया कि हेलो बॉस, प्लैनेट्स इतने पावरफुल हैं, दे आर लाइक गॉड. प्लूटो इज शिवा. अभी तुम बोलो ये शिवा, अच्छा ठीक है आप जो भी काम कर रहे हो, मैं ना अपना इधर कुछ करूंगा, आप जितना जो करना है करो, मैं अपना आपको चेंज कर दूंगा. आपने जो सोचा है उससे मैं चेंज. अरे ऐसे थोड़ी होता है, इट्स नॉट पॉसिबल, राइट? सो ये मैंने रियलाइज किया कि यू कैन नॉट चेंज इट, बिकॉज ऊपर वाले ने आपको डेस्टिनी बना के भेज दिया है. अभी बदल सकता है तो ऊपर वाला बना सकता है, बदल सकता है. आपने कोई और इंसान मेरा जिंदगी नहीं बदल सकता है. तो ये सारे तो बिकॉज ऑफ दिस रीजन नो वी हैव दिस एस्ट्रोलॉजी हैज अ बैड नेम. ओके. सो इसके लिए मैंने सोचा कि मैं क्या करूंगा, मैं लोगों को सो मैं अगर मैं टिपिकल एस्ट्रोलॉजर बन के मैं आपको बोलूंगा कि मैं आपका भविष्य बताऊंगा तो मैं बोले अरे यार ये एक और आदमी आ गया. ठीक. सो आई थॉट ओके नाउ व्हाट आई विल डू इज I have to show to people that astrology works. क्योंकि जब तक मैं ये दिखाऊंगा नहीं लोगों को कि मतलब एस्ट्रोलॉजी काम करे तब तक लोग विश्वास क्यों करेंगे.
सही बात.
दूसरा मुझे ये उनको बताना है कि मेरा तरीका अलग है और ये तरीका आपको फॉलो करना चाहिए, तब आपको अच्छा रिजल्ट मिलेगा. सो ये करने के लिए मैंने क्या किया, आई वाज वेरी लकी दैट आई गॉट अ जॉब व्हिच इज आई वाज वर्किंग इन अ कंपनी व्हिच इज वेरी नेक्स्ट टू अ पब्लिशिंग हाउस. तो न्यूज़पेपर था. तो वहाँ डिस्कशन चल रहा था, कुछ 2008 की बात है. सो पीपल वर डिस्कसिंग अबाउट फुटबॉल. तो लोग बोल रहे थे कि अरे जर्मनी जीतेगा, ये जीतेगा, वो जीतेगा. तो मैंने तो पूरा करके रखा था एस्ट्रोलॉजिकली. मैं बीच में घुसा और बोला इनमें से कोई नहीं जीतने वाला है, स्पेन जीतेगा. दे लुक्ड एट मी, भाई आप कौन है, यू आर अ फुटबॉल एनालिस्ट? नहीं मैंने बोला नहीं. तो आप कौन से बेसिस पे बोल रहे हैं? मैंने बोला एस्ट्रोलॉजी के बेसिस पे. एस्ट्रोलॉजी के बेसिस पे यू आर प्रेडिक्टिंग स्पोर्ट्स, आर यू मैड? मैं कि हाँ बस. So then they said कि then they saw that कि वो स्पेन कहीं पर नहीं था, वो क्वार्टर फाइनल में आ गया, फिर सेमीफाइनल में आ गया. Then they called me, you guys come here, तुमने बताया वो अच्छा कर रहा है टीम, तुम लिख सकते हो हमारे लिए? मैंने बोला हाँ लिखूंगा. So मेरा पहला प्रेडिक्शन आया कि स्पेन विल विन द यूरो कप.
Okay.
So
this
ये
is which year?
2008.
Okay.
So तब से मैं प्रेडिक्शन कर रहा हूँ.
I was going back into the soccer kind of history and I was like, okay, when was this?
So I've been predicting since 2008 and I'll tell you what I have in a lot of sports predictions. And a lot of politics prediction. I mean, political prediction, I have predicted both the...
We'll go to politics.
Yeah.
Wait. Let's not go ahead. I want to go into sports predictions first. And then we'll talk about something very interesting as well.
In 2008 में sports की बात कर रहे हैं, I'll talk about this. ये मेरा आपने भी बोला तो मुझे एकदम याद आया. तो मुझे वो व्यक्ति जो आया था अपना इंडियन क्रिकेट में इतने लंबे लंबे बाल लेकर आए थे, उस व्यक्ति को देख के सब लोग ऐसा डर गए थे यार ये आदमी क्या है, पहलवान है कि आदमी क्या है, क्रिकेटर है. ठीक है. सो मैंने उस व्यक्ति का डेट ऑफ बर्थ देखा. मैंने ही वाज बोर्न इन 7 जुलाई 1981.
यस.
And I was very sure क्योंकि मेरे कैलकुलेशन जितना भी था उसके हिसाब से there is a guy born in the world in 1981 who will win the World Cup for his country.
Okay.
और मैं सोच रहा था, मैं चाहता था कि यार वो इंडियन हो.
Yes.
क्योंकि वो माइकल क्लार्क भी 81 का है, उधर एक इंग्लैंड का कोई क्रिकेटर है वो भी 81 का है. I wanted कि यार इंडियन का होना चाहिए.
Yes.
तो मैंने देखा, तो मैं उसके घर पे गया, रांची में गया, उसके मम्मी को मिला.
Oh wow.
When he was not there, I met his mother and I got his body details. Body detail देखा, मैंने देखा था, I was like, oh God, this guy is going to win a World Cup for us. Wow. I went to my editor जो मेरा publishing house, बोला अरे
year?
This was I told this in 2010.
10. So this is for the 11.
2010 for the 2009 के आसपास for the 11 World Cup. So then they said कि नहीं यार इंडिया कहाँ खेल रहा है, अच्छा नहीं कर रहा है. And before the series, before the World Cup started, India was in the dumps. Nobody expected India to win.
We lost in New Zealand. No?
Exactly. No, yeah. I mean, the पिछला वाला series जो है we lost and all.
Yeah.
So I said India is going to win. So then they said अच्छा ठीक है हम लोग तेरे ऊपर gamble करते हैं. So they published a half-page article कि इंडिया जीतेगा. ऐसे ये एस्ट्रोलॉजर बोल रहे हैं, हम नहीं बोल रहे हैं, ये एस्ट्रोलॉजर. Views are expressed by the astrologer.
Oh, nice touch.
Yeah.
Yes.
ठीक है.
Very smart by them.
Yeah. So it started from there.
Brilliant. I mean, so you must be like. What happened when? I really want to know what happened when the 6 was hit.
अरे 6
to you.
Yeah. It was, I was elated. 6 और hit तो last में हुआ. उसके पहले से ही we were, even by the 40th over we were like हम लोग comfortable हो गए थे, right? So उसके पहले बहुत tension था. When especially when Gautam Gambhir was out, like you were worried.
No, I was asking because your prediction was kind of coming to the.
अरे वो जब वो 20th ओवर जब सचिन तेंदुलकर आउट हो गया, वीरेंद्र सहवाग आउट हो गया, एवरीवन इज कॉलिंग मी, लोगो तेरा प्रेडिक्शन की वाट लग गई, तो कर क्या रहे हो, व्हाट आर यू डूइंग? चिल मैन, रिलैक्स. Okay, we have younger boys.
Yeah.
Okay, we have a Gambhir. Don't forget, he's 81 Rohan. He's there. ठीक है?
Goodness, this backstory, na, it's incredible because I'm a fanatic cricket fan like many others, you know. So I just want to move on to other things, but sports
Yeah,
predictions.
we'll talk about sports. I love sports.
Okay,
Yeah.
the latest thing, Messi. We have to talk about it because it was people were going crazy. I mean, especially in Bangladesh, they are the craziest Messi fans, and I was like,
And Kerala.
and Kerala, of course.
Yeah.
So tell us about that because you know it was a talk of the town, and I went live with another author, and he had written he writes like about sports, particularly football. And he's from Argentina, so he was like, I forget the name of the book. I'm so sorry. But I was talking to him, and one day before the finals, and he was like, "Chill, man," and it is typical, you know, sort of Argentinian, you know, kind of accent. He was like, "Chill, man, just sit back and watch him, you know, run havoc." And you know, he was very confident. You know, he had kind of predicted in his own way, it's done and dusted. We are winning and stuff like that. I'm going to have chicken and my, you know, beer, and you know, I'm going to enjoy. And so tell us more about that.
Yeah. So see, okay. First of all, I'm a Messi fan, big Messi fan. Okay. So mera, you know, what happens when you are a predictor? You don't want to get biased. Okay, because my Messi fan boy moment, you know, it should not cloud my mind so much that कि मैं किसी और का, you know, I'm not looking at the planets and I'm not looking at you know, events and then I'm predicting it. तो ये मेरे साथ हुआ था ऐसा. कब हुआ था? 2014 में.
So profession was kind of, you know.
Yeah, profession was clouded. So your mind gets clouded because you feel कि नहीं, मेसी का चार्ट इतना strong है यार, he has to win a World Cup. ऐसे कैसे नहीं जीतेगा वो? ठीक है? It's okay.
Can you break it down? Chart strong है क्योंकि in general if somebody just listen to this part, chart strong hai, so they might get confused. Obviously, they have to read the book to understand what you have done in the first half of the book. Make people understand. भाई सीधा second half पे नहीं जाना है. पहली बात तो ये है. मेरी request ये है. First half पे जाओ. तब समझो कि क्या हो रहा है. So regarding that.
So okay, now I have found this very interesting thing. Okay, so आप लोग जितने भी लोग ये देख रहे हैं, if at all you can go to, there is something called as greenstonelobo.com. वहाँ पर मेरा वेबसाइट है, वहाँ पर आप जाओगे, there is a link where you can make your chart. Okay, there is something called as free horoscope.
अच्छा.
Okay, you can go there and make your horoscope. When you make your chart, you should look at the planets which are in the bottom 5. मतलब जो Uranus, Neptune, Pluto. I also talk about 4 bodies. Like the one is Chiron. There is something called as planet X, Y, Z.
Yes.
These are very powerful asteroids. Okay, include. So ये 7 bodies. ये planets है ना, जब भी 0 डिग्री पे आते हैं या 10 डिग्रीज में आते हैं या 25 डिग्रीज में आते हैं तो ग्रेड्स पैदा होते हैं.
Oh, yes, I read the book.
You read that, right?
The chapter is there. No?
There is a chapter. Okay. So when I'm saying Messi is a great, simply because उसका यूरेनस 25 डिग्री में है, उसका प्लैनेट एक्स 10 डिग्रीज पे है, उसका नेपट्यून 10 डिग्रीज पे है. So you have like 5, 6, 7 planets are in strong positions.
Wow.
So the greats are, I mean, if you look at, you take any name who's a big name, it can be Narendra Modi or even I'm saying somebody like a godly figure, जैसा you talk about a Guru Nanak, okay, और even a Sai Baba. ये लोग दोनों इंसान थे ना, right? अभी वो godly figures हैं. उनका भी आप चार्ट देखोगे. I mean, for example, if I'm going to talk about Sai Baba, उनका जब जन्म हुआ था उस टाइम में प्लूटो जो है वो 25 डिग्री में था. और वो किस राशि में था? पाइसेस में था, मीन राशि में था. एंड मीन राशि इज कंसिडर्ड टू बी द मोस्ट स्पिरिचुअल ज़ोडिएक साइन. तो वहां पर वो जब 25 डिग्री पे गया तब साई बाबा का जन्म हुआ. तो मतलब यू नो, एंड इफ यू लुक एट महात्मा गांधी, उनका नेपट्यून जो है वो 25 डिग्री पर है, प्लूटो जो है वो 25 डिग्री पर है इन एरीज, व्हिच इज अ ज़ोडिएक साइन वेयर यू फाइट, वेयर यू हैव टू फाइट अगेंस्ट पीपल. So every person, you know, जो जन्म लेते हैं greats, they all have this planets in 0, 10 or 25 degrees.
You remind me of organic chemistry.
आप कोई भी नाम बताओ, any famous name. Okay, I will tell you उस व्यक्ति का 0 डिग्री पे कौन सा प्लैनेट है, 10 डिग्री पे कौन सा प्लैनेट, 25 डिग्री पे. ये जो हम जो बात कर रहे हैं ना, जो रजनीकांत, Pluto is in 0 degrees.
Oh wow. Okay. So it's a commonality.
And Pluto 0 डिग्री पे होना is like अभी पैंडेमिक जो क्रिएट किया ना, वो प्लूटो जब 0 डिग्री पे हुआ तब चल के वो पैंडेमिक हुआ. और वैसे ही एक टाइम जब प्लूटो जब लियो ज़ोडिएक साइन में आया तब रजनीकांत का जन्म हुआ, जो which makes him a mass superstar.
Wow. Okay, let's stick to Messi
ठीक,
because
Messi- हाँ,
we just
Messi.
went away from it because he was so in your head.
Yeah.
Like,
So in
how
my-
did you figure it out?
Correct. So I had to remove that, the Messi fan in me. And क्या हुआ कि because I know that his chart is extremely super powerful, so I knew that he's going to win a major tournament. और वो it's not like बार्सिलोना के लिए आप इतना सारा गोल मार रहे हैं and आप जीत रहे हैं, वो important नहीं है because there is not the captain.
Obviously.
Okay, so you have to do it for Argentina. That only then it is like a huge thing. So I was always knowing that Argentina के लिए Messi is going to be winning something huge. Okay, and I was envisaging that he can win a World Cup. See, I'll tell you. कोरिलेशन बता रहा हूँ मैं. ओके 19 देयर आर पैटर्न्स. ओके 1981 अभी स्पोर्ट्स की बात करते हैं तो 1981 इज अ वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट ईयर. अगर आप यू लुक एट स्पोर्ट्स में फुटबॉल यू हैव अ इकर कैसियास. यू लुक एट टेनिस रोजर फेडरर. you look at cricket you have a MS Dhoni. So ये सब ऐसा ग्रेट्स है ना, वो एक ही टाइम में पैदा हुए 81. उसके बाद जो अगला पैच आता है इट कम्स इन 83. Okay, 1983, जिसमें Philip Lam who was the football winning captain of 2014 है. Then you have a lot of players, but India, I mean in cricket it is very interestingly it is West Indies का जो captain है. Okay. He has won 2 T20 World Cup. Okay. So he, I'm just forgetting his name. Okay. So he is born Sami. Yeah. Darren Sami. Yeah. So Darren Sami is born in 83. लेकिन वो पैच है ना इतना सिर्फ 3 महीने के लिए था वो. Okay. So it's very very rare patch.
And then he kind of faded away and fizzled out.
Correct. So you cannot make out that patch क्योंकि आप blink an eye में मिस कर दोगे आप. तो वैसे मैं मिस कर दिया वो पैच को. Okay, because I was always thinking that कि 83 में कोई है नहीं and it is 86 या 80 क्योंकि उसके बाद का पैच है ना it comes in 86 87. अगर आप if you look at the big 3 of tennis. Okay. So at this point of time
Djokovic,
Nadal and
Federer.
No, Nadal. Federer नहीं. Nadal and Andy Murray. So all these 3 are born in 86 87.
Wow.
So 87 में है Djokovic. Okay, and he is definitely going to beat Nadal's records. And अपना अगर हम क्रिकेट की बात करेंगे तो it is who the man is our captain. Okay, Rohit Sharma. Okay, he is born in 87. So 87 is a very important year. तो उसी में जन्म लिया है Messi. Okay. So it is like the circle has to complete. No, क्रिकेट में है, फुटबॉल में है. Okay, अब यहाँ पर होना चाहिए. So I was very sure. And क्या है? बड़ा धक्का कब हुआ था? सी लास्ट टाइम पे जब मैंने प्रेडिक्ट किया था ना तो मैंने प्रेडिक्ट किया था आई एम टॉकिंग अबाउट 2018 का फुटबॉल वर्ल्ड कप. उसमें मैंने इवन बिफोर अ बॉल वाज किक्ड इन द टूर्नामेंट मैंने बोला इट विल बी ईदर फ्रांस और अर्जेंटीना. फ्रांस का कैप्टन 86, अर्जेंटीना का कैप्टन 87 मेसी. ठीक है, और वो हुआ नहीं. एंड इमेजिन वो सेम थिंग हैपेंड इन द फाइनल ऑफ दिस वर्ल्ड कप. The same two guys. Okay. And इस बार मेरे को बहुत इजी हो गया because it's like see फ्रांस का बंदे ने तो जीत लिया और एक बार आप इतने बड़े कीर्ति हासिल कर लेते हो ना there is something called as karmic quota. कोटा मतलब है कि यार जिंदगी में जितना मिलना चाहिए ना उतना ही मिलेगा. ठीक है, उसको ऑलरेडी मिल चुका है, इसको मिलना है. So I was like I was sitting with beer and enjoying. ठीक है, मुझे पता था कि Messi is going to win.
Okay. So the fun would have gone out of it a little bit, but I mean you were so confident about it. So okay, let's. I've been noticing your posts on LinkedIn and everywhere, and we have to address the elephant in the room.
Okay.
The Adani.
Yeah.
I wouldn't call it. Yeah, I have to call it a crash because it's all coming down, and you had predicted it. So tell us more. How did that? When did you figure it out? Of course, it's in the book. One has to kind of read the chapter, that part. But yeah,
I'll tell you what, many people are shocked and surprised by this कि अदानी का crash हुआ. I was not at all surprised. In fact, मैं आपको बताऊं कि in 2009-10 के आसपास, not even before that, sorry, somewhere around 2008-9 के आसपास, when Anil Ambani was a big man. उस टाइम पे मैंने अपने जितने भी फ्रेंड्स थे, कलीग्स थे, सबको बोला कि बिकॉज उस टाइम आई वाज नॉट राइटिंग 2008 की पहले 8 की आई वाज राइटिंग बट आई वाज नॉट राइटिंग अबाउट बिजनेस, आई वाज राइटिंग अबाउट स्पोर्ट्स. ओके, सो आई सेड बॉस, अनिल अंबानी is going to have a huge trouble in his life. Okay, he is one of the richest man in the world, but probably he can go on to be one of the poorest man in the world. Wow. ये मैंने बताया था, poorest man कब होगा? When you have a lot of debt. Yes. Okay,
Yes,
so
that's poor. Yeah.
that is poor, right? So when I said this, people are like, you know what? He's Mukesh Ambani's brother. यार तू क्या बोल रहा है यार? See, the reason is because he's born in the year 1959. Okay, 1959 में प्लूटो जो है वो 10 डिग्रीज पे जाता है, and that is the रुद्र तांडव, बैड पैच, जब शिवा गुस्सा हो जाते हैं और बहुत कुछ करते हैं वो, ठीक है? So people born with Pluto in 10 degrees will always have this trouble. Okay, so I had you know, if you look at, you know, it can be a Michael Jackson, it can be a Sanjay Dutt. So it can, you look at people who are born in the period, I mean even जो लोग ये वीडियो देख रहे हैं, आप लोग के घर में कोई भी है, आपका अंकल, चाचा, मामा, फादर, okay, any parent or anybody, neighbor who's born between 1959 to 1962, 58 to 62 के बीच में अगर जन्म लिए हैं, तो they must have seen very very closely what life is all about. बहुत बुरी हालत देखी होंगी, मतलब लाइफ में इतना बुरी तरह से गिरा होगा, फिर उसके बाद में मतलब लाइक यू नो some people come out of it, but some people, many of them succumb to it. Okay, so ये मैंने देखा है, this is history. So ये then ये अनिल अंबानी का मैंने देख लिया. Then when I got the chart of, मतलब मैं when I saw that this man is like 2015 के बाद में Adani was like he's going so high, and I was seeing all the stocks are going up. तो मैंने बोला कि I need his exact birth details. Okay, so I was very lucky, you know, कि अदानी जी का, I was just looking, you know, 2015 में जो इतना astronomically बढ़ रहा था वो, from 2015 he came into picture, and then in the last 2 years it was scary. Okay, and then because I knew it कि, you know, he's born in 1962, and I was very lucky that, you know, I could find somebody who could get the exact birth details. Okay, अदानी साहब अगर ये वीडियो देख रहे हैं तो please don't try to find him. I know you'll kill him, but yeah. So I was very lucky to find that, and then
and you are not even kidding.
So I wrote the prediction. मतलब मुझे लिखते वक्त I was feeling bad for him because see, I knew that it is going to happen, and the point is that ये लिखना बहुत जरूरी था. जरूरी इसलिए है, and I made this video also on him that he's going to crash. 8 महीने पहले मैंने वीडियो बनाया था. Okay. और लोगों ने सुनने देखने के बाद में आके बोले यार अदानी क्रैश करेगा, तो क्या बोल रहा है तो ठीक है. And I had to say the story out because there are millions of investors. क्योंकि जब क्रैश होगा मतलब सबकी you know investments it will crash. Yeah, you lose a lot of money.
Everybody is connected.
Exactly, we're all interconnected.
I have invested in LIC, and then LIC is investing in.
Correct. So LIC,
it's connection.
It's all connections. Yeah, correct. So I mean जिन्होंने अदानी में इन्वेस्ट किए होंगे उनको तो बहुत बड़ा झटका है. It's a huge thing. Many people have lost a lot of money, so lakhs of money.
And nobody is speaking out, by the way.
कौन बोलेगा अभी? कोई थोड़ी बोलेगा कि मतलब मैंने बेवकूफ़ी किया है. They will not do that, right? So my people were like, you know, many of the people after seeing my close circuit people, they all were like सावधान हो गए थे, मतलब ओनली लिमिटेड एक्सपोजर. एंड जैसे ही मैंने उनको बोल के रखा था, यू नो, कुछ भी इंडिकेशन आया ना कि यार कुछ गड़बड़ हो रहा है, किधर से भी कुछ भी न्यूज़ आया ना, टेक आउट द मनी. तो एवरीबडी व्हेन दे heard within 1 hour of hearing about the news, they quit. They took off the money. They were lucky.
And they could do it because there's so much technology. You can just press a button and sell off.
You can do it. Yeah,
it doesn't take time.
Absolutely.
But just staying on that one, because this is very sensitive.
Yeah.
Okay, you predicted it, but what were the comments like? And because it is not always positive in a positive sense, because corporates watch everything. Yeah. Right. And how do you kind of, you know, navigate through it?
In fact, I'll also tell you, it is not the only one company which I have predicted. Okay, I have predicted a lot. I predicted about Facebook. Facebook getting into trouble.
Yes.
In the book,
I have read it.
In the book, I have talked about Facebook getting into trouble. In the book, I have talked about Alphabet. Just imagine, कौन Alphabet की बात करेगा?
कोई करता ही नहीं है.
कोई करता ही नहीं Alphabet की बात.
खुद भी कम करते हैं.
हाँ, लोग खुद कम करते हैं, right? So people will talk about Google. Why people will talk about Alphabet? मैंने बोला कि Alphabet purpose, and I talked about that. I said this entity will have trouble, and they lost $100 billion.
Yeah.
Okay. So because of one goof up, you know, तो उन्होंने जो किया. So, and I've also talked about HDFC will have to make a lot of changes and re-emerge as a new entity. Otherwise, they'll be doomed. And exactly वही हुआ. They joined with HDFC Bank, and then they become a new entity. So all of these observations you can make if you have been doing astrology in the right way.
Yes.
Okay. So
you're coming from a responsible place that, okay, I have this sorted, and I'm making it on the basis of this kind of thesis.
So मैं वो बना के दे दिया. So ये देखो बहुत सारे इंडस्ट्री लीडर्स ने ये you know बुक का वीडियो का कुछ देखा है. But once they saw Adani crashing, no, he got a lot of calls. So I met one of the biggest industrialists in the country. Obviously I'm not going to take the name.
It's fine.
ठीक है. But then, you know, his इस ओनली वही ओनली वांटेड टू वन थिंग, यार मेरे साथ पैसा तो नहीं होगा ना, ठीक है तो वो बता दे यार, बाकी कुछ होगा कि नहीं होगा,
बाकी देखा जाएगा,
बाकी देखा जाए, ठीक है, बस इतना बता देना कि क्रैश नहीं होगा ना, ठीक है.
No, but that is great validation because I mean I feel sorry for everybody who's involved,
exactly.
and everybody is involved. That's the sad part. But I think so there were early indications because of the work ethics, and of course that mutual funds were not really involved in most ways. I mean, whatever I noticed. Anyways, that's going into a separate direction. Yeah, that's amazing. Let's go to politics a little bit because I figure, I don't know, I have this impression that politicians are into, kind of predicting what they are going to do in life, and they are very, skeptical about it. They are not. So how does one kind of, do people approach you in this regard? And what about do you enjoy predicting, politics?
See, initially it was all about, इसलिए मैंने predict करना शुरू किया on sports because I love sports, and secondly I got an outlet.
Yes.
लेकिन I was always writing articles on politics, और मैंने इंडियन पॉलिटिक्स के बारे में even from मनमोहन सिंह जी जो 2 बार आए थे तब भी मैंने बताया था, मिस्टर मोदी, even the first time 2014 में जब हुआ था तब 6 महीने पहले, even before he became a candidate, वो उस टाइम में 2-3 कैंडिडेट्स थे, अरे ये भी बन सकते हैं, वो बीजेपी का खुद के अंदर समझ में नहीं आ रहा था कि who will be the project as a prime minister candidate. उस टाइम में मैंने बोला कि इनमें से यही बनेंगे.
Okay.
So he became the prime minister, and then of course 2019 में मैंने predict किया था.
Again the 0-10-25 thing is
yeah,
working.
Absolutely.
Okay.
He has a chart which is outstanding.
Oh, wow.
He has a horoscope which is better than all the other prime ministers of the country. जितने भी हुए ना अभी तक.
And it seems like that. I mean, it's happening, right?
Yeah. So जो भी वीडियो देख रहे हैं भाई, हमारे प्रधानमंत्री नरेंद्र मोदी जी अगले बार भी आएंगे कि नहीं, आपको अगर देखना है तो पढ़िएगा बुक, ठीक है, प्लीज.
Very nice, very nice, and or a very good impression, by the way. So that all of that you are basing on this, 0-10-25.
Yeah, 0-10-25.
But can we get more specific?
I'm telling 0-10-25. It is only to simplify. देखो, astrology is much more complicated. Okay?
Yes.
So मैं बहुत it's like oversimplification. Okay, it's like trying to teach finance या mutual funds या investing अगर हम किसी से सिखाएंगे तो हम बोलते हैं कि म्यूचुअल फंड इज वेरी वेरी सिंपल, तुम हर महीने में 1000 रुपए डालो तो वो उसमें तुम्हारा कभी कुछ इट विल बाय at lower price and and then it'll all be fine, ऐसा बोलते हैं ना, वैसे ही टाइप है ये, but it is not like that. There is a lot to it.
Yes,
but I'm simplifying it. But then there are, it's very simple. It's about there are 12 planets.
Yeah.
There are major bodies are about 6-7, Uranus, Neptune, Pluto से लेकर planet, all of them, and all of these planets play their role. So you have to look at the interplay of the planets. Okay, अगर हम politics की बात करते हैं तो जिस व्यक्ति का सबसे powerful chart रहता है वो व्यक्ति elect होता है. See, it's all about competition. मतलब जिंदगी में प्रॉब्लम क्या है कि everything is about आपके सामने कौन है.
Yeah.
Okay, suppose आप अगर देखोगे in sports क्या होता है, अभी मेसी के सामने कौन है या धोनी के सामने कौन है, it's relative, right? So there are two people involved in politics में वैसे ही है ना. So it's like if we have Narendra Modi, then you have Rahul Gandhi. Okay, so who is the person in competition to you? Even आपके ऑफिस में भी वैसे ही है. अगर आप मैनेजर हो और आपके सामने एक और बंदा वो भी मैनेजर है, दोनों में से जिसका चार्ट स्ट्रांग रहता है उसका प्रमोशन होता है. Okay. या उस टाइम पे जिसका प्लैनेट ज्यादा पावरफुल है वो आगे जाता है. So life is all relative.
Okay, I don't know. I didn't plan to do this, but I'm putting you on the spot now.
Yeah.
Okay, because I think that this should be done. What about the predictions? Like politics affects everything. Like whatever we do, what's the road ahead? I mean, tell me one prediction for kind of maybe for the next 10 years, and also for the West.
West,
US.
US की बात कर रहे हैं.
Yes. Some, if you have observed it.
Yeah, see, okay, क्या होता है कि मतलब you always need to have the two people in frame.
Right.
I mean, जब तक, see, you can't say कि okay, Narendra Modi will be the next prime minister or not unless we don't know who the person is against him. Okay, but इतना तो मैं बता सकता हूँ. It can be a prediction also. वैसे भी वो book में है. If you're going to look at, I mean, at this point of time, okay, ये जब वीडियो बन रहा है, मैं आपको बताता हूँ कि at this point of time there is no other leader in the country who has a better horoscope than Mr. Modi. So I'm not saying anybody else at all. See, अगर कांग्रेस को अगर कुछ करना है, I mean, they still have 1 year, 1.5 years to go. If they still have to make an impression, if they still have to have they have to have a prime minister candidate.
Okay.
See, BJP is playing very smart. उन लोगों ने क्या कर दिया? They have made it a personality based politics.
Yes.
तो उनके सामने उनके पास मोदी है.
हाँ.
अभी मोदी के सामने एक बंदा खड़ा होना है तो he has to have a great stature.
Yeah.
अगर वो great stature नहीं है तो then यार you're going to be getting into trouble and that person has to have a great horoscope also.
Yes.
So मैंने See, I have some feelers from some political parties and all. I tell them, यार आप उसको क्यों ना ट्राई करते हैं? Because he has a better chart. आप इसको क्यों रखे हो? But ये सुनते भी नहीं है ना, मतलब like so you can tell them, you can suggest to them, okay, but yeah, but as of now, if you're going to ask a prediction, I would say there is nobody else other than Mr. Modi.
It doesn't look like that.
It doesn't look like that.
And what about the West? I mean, because there has been a lot of churn as well in the West. Because with Trump going out, it was like a huge shebang that happened. You know, it wasn't normal. Let's call it that. You know, it doesn't happen every day. All that happened. You know, and a lot of it became quite acerbic, to be honest.
Correct.
And then, of course. So how do you look at it? Do you analyze it at all?
Yeah, of course, of course, I do analyze. So I'll tell you what. अभी बाइडन प्रेसिडेंट है. बाइडन के पास अभी he has 1.5 years to go. ये जो 1.5 years में कुछ तो हो सकता है.
Yeah.
Something can really happen. Something which can be a problem, something which can be a major incident, which can actually put America in a spot, or even Biden in a spot.
Okay.
ऐसा कुछ हो सकता है. So there are some very interesting things that can happen around
But the
that.
feelers are coming in, right? They're shooting down some, objects in the sky. All those things are starting to kind of happen. I don't know if it is connected or not, but yeah.
If you're only talking about who will be the president of America, see, ये दोनों भी नहीं रहेंगे. There will be no Biden.
Okay.
There will be no Trump.
Okay.
Trump is saying he's going to get re-elected. No, I don't think so.
That's not happening.
No, that's not happening. There'll be somebody else, somebody new coming in.
Okay.
Probably somebody born in the 1960s.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah, maybe in the 50s or 60s. No, दोनों में से कुछ होगा.
Okay.
And so that is one. And if you're talking about India, Modi ji के बाद में मतलब people are talking about so many big names.
Yes.
Did you want to?
Generally on the road, it's like Yogi is coming in.
Yeah.
I was discussing it with my cab driver, and he was like, "Yogi is coming in for sure." Yeah. So why not? Why not talk about it?
Yeah, we can talk about them. But
in general,
I'll tell you something. I mean, Yogi is definitely not going to become the next prime minister. I mean,
but for UP maybe just.
Yeah, he's going to be the kingmaker for sure, right? I mean, UP के बिना तो आप जीत ही नहीं सकते इंडिया, right?
सही बात.
UP has the largest number. So I'm looking at even BJP will have some new candidate.
It's quite interesting, how since we are talking about politics,
क्योंकि योगी बहुत young है अभी भी.
Oh, yes.
See, Yogi is just 51 year old now, ठीक है? तो उनके पास अभी अगला 20 साल है, जब वो प्रधानमंत्री बनना है तो बन सकते हैं वो.
Are you intrigued by his rise? Kind of. It's
quite. Not at all. He has a very good horoscope, no?
Yeah.
तो
okay, he has got a.
See, one good thing is that he is a sannyasi.
Yeah.
So good thing क्यों बोल रहा हूँ? क्योंकि उसकी वजह से क्या हुआ कि आप अगर शादी करते हैं ना, आपका कर्मा बहुत सारे और चीजों में जाता है. तो इस कर्मा इज वेरी अनअडल्टरेटेड.
Okay.
ठीक है. बहुत को बीवी बच्चे उसमें सब ज्ञान. That is also an important thing with Modi.
Oh yes.
Okay, so Mr. Modi has so much power in his chart that the entire thing is used for the nation, for the country.
Wow.
Okay, so something also that is also happening in Mr. Yogi's chart. So he is like the entire whatever he's doing is doing it for the either उन्होंने पहले वो religion के लिए किया था, तो अभी वो कर रहे हैं देश के लिए कर रहे हैं, तो वो powerful हो जाता है वो. Actually becomes very powerful.
Very clear and sort of
because
in one direction.
It's undiluted karma, which is a good thing. It's a positive thing.
Okay, awesome. Okay, I want to talk a bit about the book because
हाँ यार, बुक के बारे में बात ही नहीं किया.
बुक ही है वैसे तो बुक के बारे में बात हो रही है.
हम जो भी बात कर रहे हैं बुक की बात कर रहे हैं. जितने भी बात कर रहे हैं उसमें सारे predictions इसके अंदर है. Please go and read the book and there is 91 prediction. We talk about 91 predictions, but it is not 91 prediction.
Okay.
If you read the book properly, you will see 900 predictions.
Yes. Because I when I was reading, I forgot about the 91 figure.
Yeah.
As like I was engrossed in because in the beginning of the book, it takes a while to kind of understand.
Get used to it. Yeah.
Because it's not if you can just go to the prediction, then it's like popcorn. But I think the entire experience lies in kind of reading it from the start and going ahead. Tell us about this format because the format you have adopted. And do you want to do it similarly in the future as well, or make tweaks to it, or what? Is there any initial feedback?
I'm doing a lot of. See, I'll tell you. ये book बहुत it's a very small book. 200 and odd pages, 250 pages का. मैंने जो पहला किताब लिखा था ना, it had 800 odd pages.
800
ऑड पेजेस. ओके, तो मेरा जो पब्लिशर था उन्होंने बोला यार भाई ग्रंथ बना के लेकर आया क्या, क्या है ठीक है, कौन पढ़ेगा बैठ के. सो इट वाज लाइक सो आई सेड बॉस आई नीड टू गिव अ बुक व्हिच इज स्मॉल बट द बुक हैज टू हैव अ लॉट ऑफ लेयर्स. अगर ये बुक अगर आप पढ़ोगे, अगर आप अपना इफ यू सिट विद दैट मैंने जो आपको जो ये बताया कैलकुलेटर, उसको रखे आप यू आर रीडिंग अबाउट अभिषेक बच्चन की बेटी के बारे में, यू रीडिंग अबाउट मेसी के बारे में, यू रीडिंग अबाउट, सो व्हेन यू रीडिंग अबाउट अ पॉलिटिशियन और अ क्रिकेटर और अ फिल्म स्टार, आप एक्चुअली ना अपना भी चार्ट देखना शुरू करोगे आप. मैं आपको बताऊं कि क्या है कि बुक पढ़ने के बाद में बहुत सारे लोग तो आधा एस्ट्रोलॉजी बन गए हो क्योंकि उन्होंने अपना खुद का भी पढ़ ली. तो उनको पता है यार नेपट्यून लियोनार्डो डिकैप्रियो का वीक है तो इसकी वजह से उसकी शादी में प्रॉब्लम हो रहा है, तो मेरा भी वैसे ही है तो इसलिए मेरा भी हो रहा है.
Let's not talk about Leo. He is another beast.
Yeah, I know. He's having all young girls in his life.
But tell me, why is he doing it? Because there's this also. I'm a Gemini. Okay, I had to say it. I had to say it because there is this. Wherever I read about Gemini,
Geminians always have two women in their life. Okay, is he married? Whoever is seeing this, cut या जो भी है, ठीक है. Okay.
It's
at least two women.
At least two.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right,
Okay.
yeah.
So what is going on? What
I don't know. You will have to say what is going on. What is going on in this life? How can I say?
Because it is strange, and somewhat you can feel it as well.
Okay.
What is the effect on this Rashi, and how can you kind of define it maybe?
किस चीज का मतलब?
Gemini, about Gemini.
अच्छा, you're talking about only zodiac sign. See, actually, okay.
Only zodiac sign, but with the effect of planets, of course.
अच्छा, क्या होता है? See, okay, this is one question. आपने अच्छा हुआ कि ये सवाल आपने पूछा. First thing that I want to tell you is that आप लोग जितने भी लोग ये वीडियो देख रहे हैं, अगर आपका जन्म किसी भी महीने में पहले 15 दिन, first 15 days, या आखिरी 7 दिन में अगर हुआ हो, if you're born in any month in the first 15 days or in the last 7 days of any month, whatever zodiac sign you thought you belonged to was wrong.
Wow.
Yeah.
So mine is wrong.
Yours is wrong.
7 June.
So you have it in Taurus. Your sun is definitely in Taurus.
Okay.
लेकिन आपका मरकुरी पता नहीं कहाँ पर है, और आपका मून से राशि क्या है आपके इंडियन एस्ट्रोलॉजी के हिसाब से?
I don't know. I just know Gemini.
So क्या होता है कि एक सन साइन होता है, एक मरकुरी साइन होता है, मून साइन होता है. सन साइन इंडिकेट्स योर पर्सोना.
Okay.
Mercury indicates your thinking thought processes. Moon sign indicates your emotions.
Okay.
See, a person is made up of heart, mind and soul. Heart is moon sign, जो राशि जो हम लोग इंडियन एस्ट्रोलॉजी में बोलते हैं. Okay, your soul is the sun sign. Mercury यानी बुद्धि जो है, that is Mercury sign. ये तीनों जो zodiac sign में होता है ना, उसका combination होता है आपका personality.
Okay.
नहीं तो क्या होगा, दुनिया में सिर्फ 12 टाइप के लोग रहेंगे ना.
हाँ.
You will know, अरे यार ये तो यार टॉरस है, मतलब ये ऐसे रहेगा.
So it's more complicated.
It's a little complicated. इंसान कितने complicated है ना.
Right.
ठीक है यार. So we all have layers in our lives. So our layer, for example, I'll give an example. अगर हम बोलेंगे तो सलमान खान is born on 26th of December. Okay. उस हिसाब से वो क्या बन गया? कैप्रिकॉर्न.
Right.
तो कैप्रिकॉर्न लोग कैसे होते हैं पता है? बहुत शर्मीले टाइप के होते हैं.
Okay.
बातचीत आगे ज्यादा करते नहीं है. ओके, उनको अपना शर्ट बटन भी खोलते हैं बहुत. They're very uptight. ओके, दोस्ती यारी में विश्वास नहीं करते हैं और बहुत कैलकुलेटिव होते हैं, 1-1 रुपया गिनते हैं. ओके, और उनको गुस्सा बिल्कुल नहीं आता.
Okay.
अभी आप मुझे बताओ कि इसमें से कितनी क्वालिटी सलमान खान के साथ मैच हो रहा है? क्यों नहीं मैच हो रहा है? क्योंकि इज नॉट अ कैप्रिकॉर्न.
Okay.
क्योंकि सलमान खान का सन है सजिटेरियस में,
Okay.
which makes him a very character who will speak things out.
Yeah.
सामने बोलेंगे वो. ओके, उनका मून एक्वेरियस में है, which makes him a very friendly guy. वो दोस्ती यारी में कुछ भी करते हो. सी वो पैसे के लिए फिल्में नहीं बनाया सलमान खान दोस्ती यारी में फिल्में बनाते हो. यार ये मेरा दोस्त है, चलो इसके लिए फिल्म बना देते हैं.
And it is a pattern.
Yeah, it's a pattern. मतलब वो कैलकुलेटिव नहीं है वो.
Yes.
शाहरुख खान इज मोर कैलकुलेटिव. सलमान खान डजंट कैलकुलेट. ठीक है. एंड सलमान खान को तो यार आपको बहाना चाहिए शर्ट उतारने के लिए. ठीक है, राइट. ओके, एंड सलमान खान को गुस्सा बहुत आता है.
Yes.
व्हाई? बिकॉज ही हैज अ मरकुरी इन स्कॉर्पियो. ऐसा नहीं कि गलत बात में नहीं आता, वो सही बात अगर होता है तो उनको जल्दी लग जाता है. ठीक है. सो ही इज नॉट अ कैप्रिकॉर्न. So, वैसा everybody has a combination.
Okay.
तो वो combination आपका जो है उस हिसाब से आपका personality बनता है.
Yeah.
So, जो मैंने दूसरा बुक में लिखा.
Yeah. Let's talk about publishing because for this book the story is a little bit it has traveled. So tell us about that. It would be interesting. And what about the editorial process? Because predictions predictions are predictions, and
Correct.
your process is your process.
Yeah.
So what is that kind of camaraderie that you kind of get into with the editor?
Correct. So first of all, I need to accept that I'm not a writer. I'm not an author.
I mean,
I'm a astrologer.
everybody is a writer.
Achha, oh, wow.
Yeah, everybody is a writer.
That's very nice.
And it is just the tools.
Correct. So
Keep on improving.
Okay, just to say that I'm basically I'm not a writer. मतलब मुझे वो कहानियाँ लिखना आता नहीं है. But I'm a astrologer. So मेरा आइडिया है कि भाई मेरा स्टोरी को अगर मैं खुद लिखूंगा तो समझ में आया, मतलब वो ठीक रहेगा करके मैं लिखना शुरू किया हूँ मैं. ठीक है. तो इसमें क्या होता है, एडिटर्स क्या करते हैं, दे आर गुड इन देयर लैंग्वेज स्किल्स. सो इट इज वेरी गुड, उनका लैंग्वेज स्किल और मेरा जो मिलके अच्छा हो जाता है. बट जब तक वो मेरा लैंग्वेज को एडिट करते हैं तब तक ठीक है वो. लेकिन अगर वो मेरा प्रेडिक्शन पे आके वो एडिट करते हैं, क्योंकि मैंने फॉर एग्जांपल अदानी का मैंने बोला कि ऐसा होगा, तो दैट गाय सेड कि नहीं ये मत करो ना, क्यों आपको शिपिंग क्यों लिखना है आपकी. मैंने बोला बॉस प्रेडिक्शन पार्ट को आप क्यों टच कर रहे हो, व्हाई आर यू ब्रिंगिंग इन योर ओन थिंकिंग. वो बोलते हैं कि नहीं अदानी का अगर वो नहीं हुआ, अरे बाबा नहीं हुआ करके आप क्यों बोल रहे हो. That's not your job, right? You are not an astrologer. Don't go from common sense. Please focus on the language. मेरे language में जहाँ पर आपको करना चाहिए आप करो, edit करो. That is your job, right? But don't edit my predictions.
Okay.
So वो मेरा clear understanding है. और जहाँ पर मुझे लगता है कि मेरा prediction को touch कर रहा है, I used to fight. जहाँ पर language में है तो I appreciate my editors because without my editors मेरा book अच्छा नहीं बना होगा. The editors are really good people. They have mastery of language. उनके बिना तो book बन ही नहीं सकता.
Have you seen a trajectory with yourself also? Like kind of, over a period, like you have been writing for a bit now.
Yeah.
Have you seen like with this kind of takeaway from the editors as well?
अरे बहुत सीखा है.
Okay.
पहले तो वर्बॉस होता था, मतलब वर्बल डायरिया होता था. अच्छा. 10 पेज लिख रहे हैं. फिर बाद में समझ में आया कि यार ज्यादा लिखना जरूरी नहीं है, आपको कम में ज्यादा बताना है. So less is more, right? So that I have learned over a period of time. So you have to write within those 200 words, 400 words. Boss इतना कुछ बताना है, but in 400 words that is more important. So that I have learned from editors.
Okay, awesome, Gyan. But I can't let you go because I really want to know. As I told you, I'm a cricket fan.
Oh yeah.
I need to know about 2023. And let's talk about it briefly because that is.
ये आप खुद बताओगे. आप खुद बताओगे, मैं आपको बताऊं कैसे. I'll tell you.
I'm feeling very jittery.
मैं आपको क्लू देता हूं.
हाँ ठीक है.
मैं आपको क्लू दूंगा. देखो एस्ट्रोलॉजी कितना इजी है, मैं आपको दिखाने वाला हूं. ठीक है. ओके. मुझे ये बताओ कि फुटबॉल वर्ल्ड कप अभी जो वर्ल्ड कप गया ना.
Yes.
ओके. अभी जो हुआ उसको जीता किसने? मेसी ने जीता. मेसी कैप्टन की बात. मेसी जीता. वो कौन सा साल का जन्म लिया?
वो 1981
87
सॉरी, रोहित शर्मा.
ठीक है. तो उसके पहले जो जिसने वर्ल्ड कप जीता, फ्रांस का कैप्टन है. उसका आपको पता है कौन सा साल का है? वो 86 का. 86 का. ठीक है. अभी ये हो गया. अभी हम आते हैं टू क्रिकेट. फुटबॉल का क्या था? 2018 का वर्ल्ड कप को जीता 86 बॉर्न कैप्टन ने.
यस.
और 2022 का वर्ल्ड कप को जो जीता वो है 87 का कैप्टन. ठीक है. बराबर है. अच्छा अभी आप बताइए पिछला वर्ल्ड कप जो हुआ था क्रिकेट में, उसको जो जीता कौन जीता? इंग्लैंड ने जीता. उसका कैप्टन कौन? आयन मॉर्गन. वो कौन सा साल का जन्म लिया? 86. हाँ. ओ यस. अभी आप बताओ प्रेडिक्शन क्या है? मैं प्रेडिक्शन नहीं करने वाला.
No, I don't want to say it loud. I think so. It is. I don't want to jinx it. Whether.
Yeah. So even I don't want to jinx it.
आपकी लाइफ में शायद jinx का कोई मतलब नहीं होता होगा.
Yeah, you're right.
But
so you are getting the clue right? Are you excited?
Yes, I'm very excited.
So I am very excited. मैं आपको बताऊं ये जो वर्ल्ड कप जब हुआ, जब मेसी वर्ल्ड कप उठाया तो मुझे दो चीज के लिए खुशी हो रही थी. एक तो यार मेसी जीत गया. दूसरा माय गुडनेस 87 बॉर्न जीत गया. और दुनिया में जो भी क्रिकेट खेल रहे हैं उसमें से एक ही बंदा है 87 बॉर्न है. ठीक है. आप लोग जो देख रहे हैं आप लोगों को पता चल गया होगा. ठीक है. लेकिन हम लोग इसके बारे में वापस बात करेंगे जब वर्ल्ड कप होने वाला है. वी हैव टू लुक एट द सामने वाला टीम कौन है, क्या है, वो सब देखना.
And again it's relative, so you have to look at. Oh my God, this is amazing. Thank you.
He has become an astrologer.
Yes, I am. Yeah, over a period of 1 hour. All of a sudden, but I read the book for more than that.
Yes.
Thank you so much for being on the podcast, and it just an amazing conversation. A lot of learning, a lot of clarity as well in terms of, because the skeptic in my head goes like, oh, don't believe this, don't believe this. It's a angel and devil kind of situation.
Correct.
But I am starting to believe that. That's what I take away from this podcast.
Great.
And I would suggest everybody to read the book 91 Predictions, and I'm sure that more is coming up in terms of sports and other domains as well from you, from your writing desk. And thank you so much for doing this.
Not at all. My pleasure. Pleasure is all mine. I'm very happy to be here. See, I'm very happy to see that there is somebody who is promoting books. Yeah, books. It's a very sad thing that books are dying. People are not having the book reading habit. I'm seeing young kids, not picking up the habit. They are reading books on their phones, laptop. But the feel of picking up a book and smelling it and reading it, wow, man. मेरा book है कि नहीं, किसी का book पढ़ो आप. लेकिन पढ़ो. Go to a bookstore and read. And I thank people like you, for bringing this entire world alive. You're doing a great job. Please continue
thanks to
doing it.
Kunzum also. They have helped us do this here, and they are a great collaborator. So thank you so much for doing this, and looking forward to having you again.
Sure, my pleasure.
I think season 2 or 3 may be in Bombay, so why not?
Done. We'll watch out for that. Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you, Greenstone, for featuring on the Booknerds podcast.
Wow.
Writing this amazing book.
Thank you.
And a little something for you. Find a space for this.
Yeah, I will. This is big, man.
Take it back.
I'm going to keep it back somewhere when I'm doing my videos.
Yes. And also, we have these amazing Elora's Rust for you. From Dehradun.
Oh,
yeah. These are special. These are the best in the country.
I'm always feeling I'm sitting in coffee with Karan.
Yes.
Gift hamper will
yes, but it's better because this taste is ridiculous.
That's very nice.
Yeah,
good.
So
thank you.
Just try it and so all of Dehradun is here.
Oh yeah. Yeah, it's a beautiful place.
Good. Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Yeah.